Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. And if you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so, and we shall bring you the latest news as they happen. And together we can work with our great leader, ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network, to make our Biafran dream a reality. He said, Buhari and his Fulani terrorist bandits, Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, are in big trouble after Chief Mike Ezekome, the lead counsel of ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, quashed and trashed all the charges, concocted charges the Fulani Nigerian government leveled against ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu at the Federal High Court, Abuja. The Fulani Nigerian government's legal team got disgraced. They were disgraced, hiding their faces in shame. Even Justice Binta Nyako, after joining the case, had to run out of the court. ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu pleaded not guilty to the Fulani Nigerian government's fresh terrorism charges at the Federal High Court, Abuja. And the compromised Fulani Justice Binta Nyako adjourned the case to February 16, 2022. She was so ashamed. She was so happy that she could have the opportunity to adjourn the case, because the heat was on the Fulani Nigerian government, and there was no way those concocted terrorism charges can fly in even a customary court. It cannot. ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu's lead counsel, Chief Mike Ezekome, son, while arguing that ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu should be discharged and acquitted because he has no case to answer, he told the court that he had already filed a 43-page preliminary objection for the charges to be quashed and struck out without the matter proceeding to trial. You know, it's a big shame the way Buhari and the Fulani Nigerian government have turned the judiciary into a laughingstock in the whole of Africa. Ezekome told the Fulani Justice Binta Nyako that ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu should be discharged and acquitted, as there is nothing in the concocted Fulani Nigerian government terrorism charges, and it has no base at all. It has no base. Ezekome said that they have a motion requesting the court to grant ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu bail from the court, from detention. He has to be bailed. Enough of all this play that the Fulani Janjaweed are playing. They think it's a Sharia court or what? They think it's one person that went to steal a goat or something. You know, they have turned Nigerian judiciary into a laughingstock. Everyone is laughing at Nigeria at the moment. The rearrangement of ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu on amended terrorism charge was stalled before the Federal High Court in Abuja. ﷺ Nnamdi Kanu's lead counsel, Chief Mike Ezekome, son, sought time to enable him study the amended 15-count charge filed by the prosecution on January 17, and that was what he quashed. You know, he destroyed the Fulani Janjaweed federal government's lawyers. He destroyed them. They had nothing to say. Ezekome argued that the defense was ambushed with the fresh charge. Ezekome said that the proof of evidence served on the defense by the prosecution was not legible enough to enable them know what constitutes the fresh charges. You know, the Fulani Nigerian government are deceptive. They have no case against Mazina. They are just running around. And that is why they are losing cases all around. Instead of them to go and sit down and start thinking, how can we pay Mazina the Kanu the 1 billion naira damages they incurred for invading his home at Afaruku illegally. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not even know the charge yet. He doesn't. They try to ambush him in order to look for ways to keep adjourning the court case. ﷺ said that he cannot be made to take his plea in relation to a charge he has not seen. The principle of fair hearing is just being violated by the Fulani Nigerian government. And this is because the Fulani Nigerian government are made up of semi-illiterates, quota system graduates, who does not know anything. And that is the reason why they ran Nigeria aground, borrowing recklessly without showing anything for it. You know, ﷺ said that the frail-looking defendant standing in the dock has not been allowed access to his family, talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as directed by the Honorable Court, the court that the Fulani DSS, criminal DSS, violates at will, the court that Buhari violates at will. You know, the quota system Fulani Nigerian government lead prosecuting lawyer, Magaji Laraban, imagine that, was confused. He does not know what to say. He had to hide his face in shame. Justice Binta Nyako said that she does not want to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the same clothes again. That this one is almost off-white. Also, he asked the criminal DSS to make sure that they allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to exercise. But they disobeyed her. Even though we know that she's part of the scheme to torture Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, she's involved. You know, the Federal High Court in Abuja adjourned the case to consider the application by the defense lawyer, Mike Ezekome's son. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had earlier pleaded not guilty to the Fulani amended charge. You know, he pleaded not guilty because there was nothing in that charge. There was nothing. You know, bunch of Fulani headsmen, they came together and wrote all those charges and they presented it to the court. That was what happened. Mike Ezekome filed an application to quash all the charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also filed an application for bail. A move the Fulani lead counsel, Laraban Magaji, the Fulani Nigerian government lawyer, countered that he only received the application this morning and the main trial should continue. Ezekome has filed an application that the charges should be dismissed for lack of merit and that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be freed. Justice Binta Nyako said the prosecution lawyer must serve the defense lawyer at least 5 days before the hearing. She therefore adjourned until February 16 to look into the application seeking to quash all charges before the main trial commences. There's no need for main trial because all the concocted evidence or charges they provided were all lies and cannot hold water. You know, when Justice Binta Nyako said she does not want to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the clothes again, Justice Binta Nyako was not respected, even though she did not care, because a respectable judge would have scolded the criminal DSS. You know, Justice Binta Nyako is just a deceptive Fulani bandit judge. She was shouting at DSS that she did not want to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the same clothes Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been wearing since June 2021, when the Fulani Nigerian government kidnapped him from Kenya. But to everyone's amazement, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wore the same clothes to her court. And this has proven to the world that Buhari and his Fulani terrorist jihadists have no single respect for the courts or orders or rule of law. Justice Binta Nyako wept and ran out of her court after a disgraceful display by the Fulani government legal team, who got bashed by Chief OZEKHOME. They got bashed. They were disgraced. Some supporters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who stormed the court premises in large numbers, clashed with the security operatives. They chanted, "Holy, holy, holy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is another savior." The IPOB supporters were at the other end of the Ministry of Justice when the security agents tried to disperse them. The supporters refused, arguing that the security operatives gave free access to pro-Fulani government group who were drumming and singing. This resulted in a face-off between the supporters and the security operatives, who later called for reinforcement. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video, and bye-bye for now.